Alright, how can we get the Simple Storage mod? Well, for that, we'll simply head to Forge. As you can see, Simple Storage is a mod with millions of players, and well, we'll just go here. Well, as you can see, this is a rework, okay? Simple Storage. Then they give us the version for 1.2 if we want it, which I understand is the previous one, and it says, this mod was originally created by Mr. Regal and others in Minecraft 1.10 quote comma, which is a version from back then, but, well, they've given it the license, updated it, okay? So we go to Files, Mod Loaders, Forge, go to All Versions and select 20.1, and then we just click the 3 buttons and get file, okay? That's it. We'd save this file in the Minecraft and mods folder. Where's this folder? Well, we press Windows plus R, type app data, go to roaming and Minecraft, and here we'd already have the mods folder, which we can also right click new and create a folder named mods if it doesn't exist, okay? On the other hand, we go back here, okay? We go to the reaction section where they also ask for the flip mod, okay? So, well, we also put the flip mod and that's it, okay? It's that simple. And well, with this, we'd have that mod. Alright, how does the storage network work within the Simple Storage Network mod? Well, it's crafted with a diamond, 4 network cables, and quartz. Basically, this is so you can understand the central part of the storage system, okay? In other words, without this, there's no unified storage. This element basically needs to be in contact with all the other elements. For example, here's the inventory, the crafting inventory, the cables, they're all in contact with the storage network because this is the common point that will have or establish a connection between all points, okay? That's it doesn't do anything else. In fact, as you've seen, if we right click, it tells us a bit about everything connected to it. It says potential empty slots 161 and says connected 4 cables, 1 inventory block and 1 request block, okay? Which is this one here, the request table. And that's it. Here we have the 4 cables and it tells us we have 161 more, okay? So that's it, just so you know, that's how it works. Alright, how does storage inventory work? Well, basically we'll connect this element to the storage network root, okay? And basically when we right click on it, it'll give us access to the inventory in the storage network. Got it? It simply provides access. So here, for example, we've connected various chests with different items through linked cables. And if I right click now, as you can see, I can take out put in items, search for an item. For instance, if I want stone, I can take out stone, I can sort these items and so on. So this is what the storage inventory does, okay? It has this fairly simple interface and not much else. Alright, how does the storage request table work? Well, it works very similarly to the storage inventory. We'll connect it directly to the central, okay? The storage network root, and we'll connect the storage request table. This table, basically, when in contact, beyond being able to directly access the inventory that's linked to the storage network, will also give us access to crafting, okay? So I can take this, do this craft, and put it back, alright? And that's it. And if I now grab a chest, it'll be stored over here. There we have it, okay? So yeah, it's that simple. Alright, how do all types of cables work within the Simple Storage Network mod, okay? There are 6 types of cables. These are the different crafting recipes for each cable that will now explain a bit about what they do, okay? First, we have the link cable, okay, which is used to connect items from an inventory, okay? That is, here for example, we're linking these chests to the network hub, okay? And this is done through this cable. It can't be done with any other, okay? It says here, used to connect inventory to the network. The inventory would be the chests, okay? Then we have the import and export cables, okay? Basically, they import items from inventory to network, okay? And export would be the reverse, okay? Taking items from network to inventory. In this case, for example, it could be a furnace, okay? Then we have the filter cable, which basically, well, the name itself already indicates it a bit, but essentially it filters the types of objects that can enter an inventory or pass through that cable. And then we have a filter import, which does more or less the same thing, okay? It also filters objects when importing. And finally, we have the energy cable, which can be interesting. This cable is from the POWAG mod, so don't worry, it's from another mod, okay? But well, if anyone has a question, it's not for transmitting energy, but if someone's interested, this mod, Simple Storage Network, is a storage mod, while POWAG is an energy mod. All that's left is a mod that makes you use both tools, and you've got a pretty complete world, so you can check it out. Alright, how do all the upgrades work within the Simple Storage mod? Well, basically, first of all, let's show how to use it, right? So the upgrades are basically placed in export cables, not import ones, okay? And here we can place these types of upgrades so that when exporting and automating, for example, this automatic furnace, everything goes faster. As you can see, there are different types of upgrades: stack upgrades, speed upgrades, slowness upgrades, stock upgrades, single, and the operation upgrade. And what does each one do? Well, the stack upgrade basically increases the size of the stacks, okay? That is, it allows you to move items more quickly, though I'm not sure if this can be placed directly in the network. Then we have the speed upgrade, which increases the speed of importing and exporting, okay? So both of them allow us to transfer items more quickly. Then we have the slowness upgrade, which basically reduces the speed of importing and exporting. Next, we have the stock upgrade, which maintains consistency of objects. Oh, sorry, it maintains a consistent stock of items within the inventory. What does this mean? Well, if we have a certain quantity of items in our inventory that we don't want to use up, this will ensure that we don't, okay? Then we have single down, which basically says adjust the stack size of the task to 1, alright? And then the operations upgrade that says process the number of items in a filter and can exceed other upgrades. That's it. Okay, it's not really that complicated. These filters don't have a huge... I mean, they're useful, but we won't use them in many cases, honestly. So there you have it. Alright, how do we make, for example, an automatic furnace within the simple storage mod? Well, basically what we'll need is to create a storage network, okay? We'll place it and connect a table to it. Got it? In this case, a storage request table, so we can craft and access the network. We'll simply take a network cable, extend it, and through a link cable we can connect chests, okay? Important, it must be through a link cable, okay? Because if I take this now, break it, and put a link cable, you see it doesn't connect and I no longer have inventory. So that part is important, got it? Here we'd put a chest with items inside, or we'd put them through here. So if I do this now, okay? So you can see it, and now I open the chest. As you can see, it has all these items here. Okay, so now we'll basically take a cable for exporting and one for importing, alright? The import one will simply be for taking items from the furnace and bringing them to the inventory. In this case, we'll take the furnace output from below. A normal furnace in Minecraft, if we approach it from the side, what we're going to do is place what would be coal, okay? This is important because all furnaces work the same way. We're going to place coal here, alright? And now we simply crouch and right click, and here we'd have like a filter for the items we allow through, okay? After all, this is a furnace. So we'll select the coal, crouch, place the coal here, and it starts moving, as we can see. Well, on the other hand, what we're going to do is put an export cable again, okay? And now what we'll do is link these cables, and in the export cable, let's say we want to put an ore, okay? The iron ore. Well, let's put iron ore here in the inventory. We'll put it here in the filter, okay? We select it, put it in, and then the iron ore should start moving, right? Important to note, it's a bit buggy, okay? I'm not going to lie to you, alright? Sometimes having two connections, at least in the version I'm using, gets a bit confusing, you see? There, it's disconnected, and it makes it a bit tedious, okay? Now it seems both are connected. You see that it's not showing coal now, so you might ask why, if it's connected. Well, I don't understand it either, okay? But yeah, it's a little buggy. The real solution here would be to update, okay? Update the version or simply avoid automating the furnace, or maybe automate the furnace with hoppers or something that would make this easier, alright? Anyway, I think it's just my version. On the other hand, importantly, when you update the world, you see this import is disconnected. Well, when you update the world, the cables also disconnect, okay? I repeat, all this is in my version. They unlink, which means if you had a very large center, every time you wanted to use it, you'd have to remove the cables, put them back, and reconfigure the filters, which is absurd, right? I repeat, I think this only happens in my version. I've seen quite a few tutorials where everything works perfectly the first time, so don't worry. And, well, with this, we could now make an automatic furnace. Right, how do the different storage remotes work? Okay, so we have all these elements, right? And each one does its own thing. For example, this storage remote, if I now select a network route, and I go over there and right click, I can open the network route, okay? Then on the other hand, we have this one, which is a charm, right? It uses the network route for access and such. Well, it's more of the same, but with a crafting table, okay? Then we have the picker remote, which says, when hitting a block, it'll grab similar blocks from the network, okay? There, we've connected to the network, right? And, okay, you see we're connected, we've connected. What blocks are here? Well, there aren't any. Wait, let's grab the white concrete. There it is, we'll leave it, and now we'll select the white concrete, and you see, it's given it to me, right? Now I have a stack. Well, this is what this controller does. Pretty broken in my opinion. Then we have the collector remote, which says collect objects. Objects will be collected and moved to the network, okay? So if I now link to that network, it won't move the items, but if I now, for example, pick up this white concrete, there it is, it takes it away, okay? So, interesting. Then we have the network builder remote. It says, it binds to a network and a block to build, okay? So let's bind it here, let's see, and then we'd bind to a block to build, okay? Problem is that now I think I have so many remotes activated that it's going crazy already, okay? And now as you can see, I've selected the white concrete, okay? What happens is that now, when placing the white concrete, as long as there's concrete in the inventory, you can build with this. It's important that to select it, you select it with the attack block, of course. Well, if it were the right click, which is for placing blocks, we'd be constantly changing that value. Very good. And then, on the other hand, we have the I don't know if it's right clicking now. Okay, no. Then we have the expanded remote, which says only to be used in extremely, or in case the GUI scale resolution is extremely long. Okay? And well, I understand it's simply a larger remote. There it is, see? Bigger, right? So this would help us to see a bit more or have more access to the inventory view. In this case, as you can see, I can't even see it, okay? Because as it said, we need to make the GUI a bit larger. If you're completely interested, we go here to options, then to video settings and GUI scale. I think we need to lower it, right? There it is. Let's see now. Now we have access to the entire inventory. Can you see it? So, well, this can be another way to view these parameters, which are quite interesting. So let's put it back to X3. It's the best, okay? And that's it. It's that simple. I hope this has been useful to you. With this, I conclude the explanation of this mod. Pretty short and simple. I hope you liked it. See you in future videos.